Our whole lives, they tell us that the stronger you are, the more you're gonna achieve, the more money you will have, the more successful you're gonna be, the best your life is going to be. And then you believe in this fairy tale your whole life that to be happy, you need to be in a rat race, you need to achieve success, you need to be on the top of the company, let's say job wise. You need to meet this person who has to be full package also, and you need to stay strong because otherwise everything is going to collapse. I think this is one of the biggest lies they tell us, because the dark side behind this being strong is actually that you live through planning, you live in a rat race, you're always hustling, you don't know how to relax. And of course, if you don't know how to relax, all you're gonna do is just stay active, just serve in the system, service the system of life, and not being able to rest, to relax your emotions. And it's applicable for both men and women, but especially it's very hard to stay strong all the time as a woman and as a man, of course, too, because what they teach us that men don't cry, men cannot show emotions, men have to be also strong. And of course, this is the masculine side of things when you're always in this achievement state. You can genuinely love creating, being busy and business, but we're humans after all. We have emotional side and we need to know how to relax. And I'm telling you this as a psychologist, as a hypnotherapist, someone who works every day with myself and other people on one of the biggest questions: why I cannot relax. And this is the pain, people come to me with, I have this pain all the time, because I'll tell you the story of my life that every day I wake up with this voice in my head saying that you need to get up. Why you're still sleeping? Don't rest. Go do this. Why you sit on the chair? Go do this. Don't relax. Be active. You can't allow yourself to breathe. You have to be active and stuff like that. But do you really think it's bringing you the best results? Actually not. It's making you feel that you're always busy, so you don't have to deal with your emotions. And that's why I started with this video with saying that strong women and strong men both with a lot of masculine energy are the ones that would always say I can't relax, because strength and being ambitious and being high achiever comes with the fact that you have to be always pressured, always challenged, right? And let's just think about where it's coming from. Probably it's coming from the experience in your life when you didn't have a choice and you had to take responsibility early in life. Of course, you can have the character like this, but if you always have this voice telling you not to rest, not to relax and get up and do things, and not to be able even to breathe for 10 minutes or nap or sleep longer, this is probably from the past experience that you took responsibility early on in life. You had to carry this for the adults, maybe your parents, and more. It's also applicable for people with instability in their life, with their parents, for example, trauma response, abuse, codependency, and many, many other things. Because as we always say, people who achieve stuff, you may think it's a good thing, but this is the mask. And this is in psychology one of the hypercompensations, where it's like the same as dependency, but some people, it's a good form of dependency, let's say the workaholic mood, because people, when they cannot deal with the overwhelming emotions, when they cannot deal with the emptiness they are left with, they have to put themselves into some state where they can forget about it. So the worst case is, of course, drugs, alcohol, and anything that will be intoxicating your mind, so you can just forget chemically about that. When you are working hard, you're always strong, you're always busy. Even if you're like, let's say, a woman who is a housewife, who stays at home, who doesn't have much work, but she constantly moves around without rest, cleaning, cooking, doing all of this, it's the same pattern. It's the same pattern. It's the same type of dependency, but it's dependency which is linked to being busy. And as I said, it's not coming from the good root. It's actually coming from the point that you know that if you stand still even for a second, you're gonna collapse. You know what's really toxic? You keep telling to yourself, because you learned it along the way, that you're just ambitious and you just don't want to relax. You just want to always be happy, achieving new goals, setting new goals, being proactive and reactive, always keeping busy. But that's a lie of the system, because this is exactly what the system wants from you. I hear this all the time. Like, if I do one more thing, I can relax. These people usually also, if you find yourself in it, you always feel like, okay, the weekend's gonna come, I'm gonna rest. And then the weekend comes and you feel so bad that you start being busy, but now not with your work, or sometimes it's even the work. Some people, they take the work. So again, I'm not saying working is a bad thing, working hard is a bad thing. I work hard, but it's not about that. It's the fact that you don't let yourself any room to breathe and to rest. You don't even know what it feels like. And I want to tell you my story because I think especially it's important to hear, because for you to know that it's not okay, but at the same time it's what it is for you and you can do something about it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of women come to my sessions and to my page and asking me questions. I can't build healthy relationship. I don't know what to do. And they live on this masculine vibes. And sometimes it's also about career. I'm not happy with my career. I do a lot. I even earn good money, but nothing helps me. So let me tell you a story. I had to grow up very early in life. I've also been through all what I just described, which is abuse, codependency. And look, of course, when you see someone who is working hard, who is reaching success when they're young, you think, wow, bravo, that's such an amazing journey. But you need to know that in most of the cases, this person is just has, the motivation from behind, pushing behind. So when I was 18, I was already fully supporting myself. I was working myself. Then I got an international career when I was 21. And from the outside, oh wow, she looks successful. She traveled to 30 countries when she was 21 by herself because no one could provide me the money. She's so strong. She knows how to do shit. And she is climbing the career ladder. Everything's perfect. But deep inside, I knew the truth, right? That it's just I'm working 24/7. I don't have any other life, any hobbies, any relationships, even friendships. They're just connected to work, to discuss work stuff. And at some point, you start feeling like, what is this? And the good thing is when you even notice it and you start questioning yourself. But in a lot of cases, people don't even do that. And at some point, they have breakdowns and they have burnouts and they have health issues. This is when they realize that something is going wrong. I also realized it by just questioning when I was left on the weekend, or I would go on vacation and I would stand still in a hotel and feel like, shit, my life is empty without all of this work and achievements. Who am I? What do I even like? Why can't I build relationship? Why people don't want to be around me? All these questions started popping up in my head. But the worst was I can't relax. My brain is always thinking. I can't sleep properly. And of course, health issues appear as well. And this is when you realize that it's time to do something. And I don't want to tell you in this video that stop working, do nothing, just burn the bridges. It's not what it is. And what happened with you, what pushed you to this lifestyle, to this strength, is actually something that can be beneficial because you have money, you have job, you have all the material success probably. Of course, at what cost, but you have it. So what we need to do is balance, because it's enough is enough. You reached it, but now you need to balance for the sake of your health, for the sake of your relationship with yourself and others, for the sake of your happiness, mental health too, because you need to know how to rest. If you tell yourself that it's okay, on Saturday I will sleep longer, but now I'll work all day, or I'll rest on vacation, it's fine, my family needs my money. I want you to just face the truth of the fact that, have you ever faced death of someone that you know, your friend or your relative? In those moments, you probably think that none of it matters. And for some minutes, you actually believe that life is much more than that. And I don't want you to reach this point when something bad happens. And this is when you need to learn to change your life and relax and live differently, and you quit jobs and this crisis happens. Don't wait for this moment. Just now close your eyes and understand what will happen if tomorrow doesn't exist. Would I still want to go on like this, not feeling anything? And I don't mean that everyone needs relationship, for example, because this is what's probably going bad for you if you're an overachiever who is being strong all the time. It's about your health also, it's not only about relationship, even if you don't want them, but it's about your health. It's about being happy, being with yourself. Do you want to go on like this? I doubt it. And I always explain that in relationship, when this overachieving strong pattern starts, you act like the same way in relationship. When you achieve, when you always do something, even like in relationship, let's say you're a man or you're a woman, doesn't matter. All you want is just this image of success. Like, let's say we're together, I have a relationship, I'm not a loser, I have like my partner, we go out, this is the picture of us, this is our family, we go marry, this is our goal. It's all the same, but all strong people, as I explained, who reached all of this because whatever happened before, and now you're living this lifestyle. The biggest problem that you have, why you cannot relax, is because you're blocking your emotions and you don't let yourself live with your own feelings. It can be stuck in the body, it can be stuck in your subconscious. All of this need to be unlocked, and sooner or later it will be, as I said, through trauma, through crisis, through whatever your body does, through relationship crisis. Don't wait for this moment. Start doing something right now. And I'll give you some practices now that helped me, and still helping me. I'm not going to do like some kind of advice that they tell you on this, like all social media. First of all, because I lived through this, I've been through a lot of courses. I studied psychology, many universities, just because I have these issues. And because it's a practical experience, I'm going to give you practical advice. So something that really helps. Number one, spend time around regulated people. Not another high achiever, but regulated person. Someone who is self-centered. Someone who knows how to balance life with work, with rest, with hobbies, with, amazing relationship, feelings, creativity. Spend time around these people. People who are around you, they influence you a lot. Most of the people are not there because of accident. They're there because they are your mirrors, and they are mirroring you, part of you that needs to be actually seen by you. And if you attract, for example, all the time, if you're a woman, let's say, you always attract women who are very, very soft and girly, this shadow of yours is usually, this is the case, by the way. This is the one that's suppressed and needs to be worked on. But the good thing is you're around them, so you can learn it from them. I would say, when I say regulated people, it's when you feel that someone understands you, you feel safe, you can be without your mask. You know that these people don't have emotional highs around you. And you know that, as I said, that they're pretty balanced in life. Even watching content like this helps because it gives you insights, it gives you peace, it calms you down. Something that calms you down, because whatever we surround ourselves with really helps, right? Number two, it's a very hard task and sometimes I miss it as well. But every morning, give yourself 10 minutes to center, to slow down, to be inside. High achievers, strong people, hate being inside because they cannot face the feelings. 10 minutes a day in the morning. Instead of taking your phone, instead of rushing with your voice, do this, slow down. You can sit in silence if you can. You can do a meditation if you can. You can do a practice if you can. I have a lot of practices. You can ask me, I can share it with you. Just do the practice and it will really help you. Slow down your breathing, body, right? Body regulation, but we need to calm down the thought process. Ideally, if you do it more than once a day, but start with 10 minutes a day. Number three will be pretty common. When you live in the head, when you're strong, when you're a high achieving person, most probably all you do is mental stuff, mental work, mental this, go into the body. So besides this 10-minute meditation that you can do in the morning, not necessarily meditation, now I do channeling practices, I connect to higher self, I actually develop intuition more, it helps me more. You can try whatever you want. Now for the body practices, it's something, it's not sport, it's not gym, it will not help you. It has to be something that also takes away your focus of attention completely and slows you down, because strong people cannot slow down at all. So yoga, swimming, not necessarily even sport, it can be art, painting, music, playing, singing, anything that slows down your body and takes your focus from here to the body. At least 10 minutes a day as well. You can walk as well. So something that slows you down, stretching, dancing, all of that. Very, very important. Those are the initial, of course, external also steps. There are so many things that needs to be done on your internal side. If you have any questions, comment under this video. Let's discuss your story. You can email me, you can talk to me separately, you can come to my session, we can work on your subconscious mind, because of course this behavior, this pattern is coming from the past, and there is a wound, there is subconscious programming and scenario which we need to reprogram. Even if you do all these practices, it's going to remove the top of the iceberg. There is the rest. I just want to summarize this video with one point. If you're strong, congratulations. I am sure you have great success in life. You have money, you have career. But if you're listening to this, most probably you feel that something is missing all the time. And even if you're successful, it doesn't make you happy because you can't relax. And life feels heavy. We don't want heavy life. And I don't want heavy life for you, for myself. No. So I want you to think about not why you can't relax or why you're strong. Be grateful for that. I want you to think about how, based on this foundation that I have now, I can make myself better. I can make my life better without waiting for another crisis to come and show you the way. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment if you have any questions, and thank you.